Welcome everybody to Yoga with Michelle. My name is Michelle, of course, and this class is a mellow flow, so perfect for recovery or if you just want to slow things down a bit, a little more stretchy, a little more relaxing. So make sure you have everything you need, a mat or an open space, block or towel, any props that you might need, and some water, and let's get started in child's pose. So bring your big toes together and your knees out nice and wide. If that's painful or really uncomfortable for you, you can always adjust. Start with something different. These first few moments are just to settle in, to let go of anything that's happening outside of the here and the now, and get present. Start a full inhale and exhale through your nose if you're using Ujjayi breath or any other purposeful and intentional breath that you'll use throughout the whole practice. Let go of any tension or stress, any worry. Take a moment to connect with your physical body, with yourself. Really allow every exhale, not just now, but through the whole practice, to bring a sense of release and relief. And know that nothing is needed. There's nowhere else to be, nothing to do, but this right here in front of you. Bring your knees a bit closer together, right under your hips. Walk your hands forward, come into a puppy pose. So just allow your chest to melt down towards the mat. This practice is really for anyone, so you can always adjust, modify, however's needed. Nice and slow, walk your hands right underneath your shoulders to tabletop or all fours. We'll start with some cat-cows. So round your back and then sink your chest down, look forward. Just some spinal mobility. Nice, slow, intentional movements and purpose in your breath. And come to a neutral spine, a flat back. On your next inhale, lift your right hand up towards the ceiling, twist. And exhale, thread it through. You can bring your cheek down to the mat, walk your left hand forward, or bring it to your low back. Whatever feels good to you. There's no judgment, no comparison, really no worries in this practice. Just listening to your body, being in the moment. And transition to the other side. So back to all fours. On your inhale, lift your left hand up. Exhale, thread it through. This time your right hand can come forward nice and long, lengthening your tricep. Maybe even come up on your fingertips. And take a few calming, relaxing breaths here. We'll make our way back to center. I'm gonna walk my hands forward just a little bit. Tuck your toes. Come to downward facing dog. This first down dog, bring in whatever movement feels good to you. Maybe pedal out your feet, tilt your tailbone from one side to the other. Just work out any stiffness, soreness. Bring special attention and mindfulness if you have any injuries you're working through. Make sure you modify as needed. Bring softness to your jaw and your eyebrows. Strengthen your foundation. So be really intentional setting up the foundations of your poses. Press down in your hands. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Pull your belly in. Let your heels melt down, really lengthening your hamstrings. Then on your next inhale, come up high on your toes. Keep your hips up nice and high. Tiptoe, tiny little steps towards the top of your mat. Ragdoll. Bring your feet out wide. I like to grab opposite elbows, maybe bring it a little sway from side to side, but if stillness feels better to you, create stillness. Start to fire up the muscles of your legs. Lengthen the back of your legs and the back of your neck. So let your head hang heavy. Really let go here for a moment. And bring your hands down to the mat. Heel toe your feet in about hip distance apart. Press down in your heels. Bend your knees a lot. Sweep your arms open wide. Reach up. Extended mountain pose. Just get nice and tall. Pull your belly in and up. And bring your hands behind your low back. Lift your chest. Sweep your arms open wide again. Spiral your pinkies in towards each other. Take a big breath in, look up and back. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Lengthen the crown of your head forward and your tailbone straight back. So working towards a nice flat back. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Breathe in. Forward fold. Hinge at your hips. Extended mountain pose. Press down in your heels. Rise up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Lengthen. High plank. So plant your hands, slowly step or float back. Just make sure you're not throwing it into your low back. You can always modify and bring your knees down or keep them lifted. Keep full body integration though, from your heels to the crown of your head. It's a little bit of roundness, a little bit of scooping in your core, lots of shoulder stability here. Shift forward, lower down nice and slow, all the way down. We'll start with Sphinx. So bring your forearms down, your elbows right underneath your shoulders, and the tops of your feet on the mat. Pause right there. And not wanting any pain, any pinching in your low back. And then maybe come up to a cobra. I like to come up on my fingertips. Choice is always yours though. You create this practice as it's right for you. Maybe slide your hands back. Your palms right by your ribs. Upward facing dog. Take a moment to enjoy the opening in your chest and the length in your core and your neck. Take a big full breath in, fill your lungs, and exhale your way back to downward facing dog. Three-legged dog, right side. So lift your right heel straight up. Squeeze your thighs towards each other here. You can point or flex. Just stay active in your foot and in your lifted leg. Yeah, then hug your knee into your chest. Come forward, plant your foot. Come into warrior one. So let your back heel come down. Make sure your feet are separated, not just length, but also a little bit of width. So you can draw your right hip back and your left hip forward. Knit your front ribs in. Look up. Keep your eyes at one spot for every pose, every transition. And the more we look around, the more we're just inviting in distraction. So if thoughts come in, let them go right by. Put your attention on your hands and your feet and your core. One more. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, warrior two. So adjust your feet. Draw your shoulder blades together on your back. And then pull your inner thighs in towards each other. Maybe lift and spread your toes. Stay low in your front knee. Flip your palm. Reverse. So lengthen, expand through your rib cage. Extended side angle. Bring your forearm to your thigh, or you can grab a block or bring your hand down to the floor. Just make sure you've got length in the sides of your body. Peel your shoulder back and your chest up towards the ceiling. Softness in your face, maybe even a smile. Acknowledge yourself for getting on your mat today, for doing something for you. And sweep your arm forward, get nice and long, bring it all the way down to the mat. Step your foot back to high plank. You can skip chaturanga and go right to down dog, or shift forward, lower down to low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Three-legged dog on your left. So lift your heel up nice and high. Again, a lot of action in your lifted leg. Pull your belly in. Hug your knee to your chest. Step forward. Plant your foot nice and soft. Warrior one on the left. Be intentional, setting up the physical foundation of your pose. So put your attention for a moment on your left thigh, your femur bone. Draw it back, and then your right hip forward. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. So trying to get access to your transverse abdominis, your inner core. Might need to tilt your tailbone down slightly. Make sure you're not throwing this into your back. Any arm variation, could cactus out your arms, or bring your palms together overhead, but sink down. Look up and back. Warrior two. Fire up your left glute to bring your knee right over your ankle. Again, bringing ease and strength, and a balance of persistence and patience. Flip your palm, reverse. Pause right there. Stay low in your front knee. Sometimes it likes to straighten. Extended side angle. Spread your fingers out wide. Rotate the center of your chest up. And sweep your hand forward and all the way down to the mat. Step your foot back. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Shoulders straight back. Downward facing dog. Three-legged dog, right side. This time, step it forward into a crescent lunge. You can bring your back knee down or keep it lifted. Totally up to you. See if you can get your front thigh parallel to the mat. We'll cactus out our arms here. So bring your elbows in line with your shoulders. Then sweep your hands back and forward all the way down. We'll take a twist. So your right hand up. Bring your hand back down. Walk your right foot out to the right a bit for lizard. You could stay right here. Again, you could bring your knee down, maybe even come down onto your forearms, but keep the length. Lengthen your spine, lengthen your breath. Come back up on your palms. Bring your foot back to center. Shift back, half splits or full splits if that's in your practice. Lengthen and fold. And shift your weight forward. This time, heel toe your foot off to the left. We'll set up for half pigeon. So your right knee to your right wrist. If you need a block under your hip, grab a block or any other prop that you have. You just want to square your hips to the mat. Adjust your front shin. Bring it as close to parallel to the top of your mat as possible. And then you can walk your hands forward, or you can reach back for your back foot. The variation is up to you. You just want to make sure that you're getting an opening of your hips. Allow your hips to get heavy. Again, every exhale, a release and a letting go. My intention and my hope for you in this practice is that you can bring calm regardless of what's going on in the outside world, what's going on outside of this space right here. That you can learn and practice and know that you have everything that you need. You are capable, you are strong. Nice and slow, walk your hands towards your front shin. Sit up nice and tall. Bring the center of your chest forward. Your shoulders down and back. Again, maybe a little smile. It's just yoga. And plant your hands. Step your foot back to downward facing dog. Maybe shake out that foot. Some circles of your ankle. Pedal out. Take a moment to reconnect, refocus your breath, your eyes right at one point. Then take three-legged dog on the left. Lift your heel up high, step it forward, crescent lunge. Again, always the option to bring your back knee down, but squeeze your thighs towards each other. A lot of hip stability in this pose. Cactus out your arms. Check in with your core. Right, the pit of your belly pulled in and up. Now reach up and back and sweep your hands forward, nice and long, all the way down to the mat, and twist. Create length in your neck. Stack your back heel right over your back toes. One more big full breath in as you twist. And then bring your hand back down to the mat for lizard. Active lizard with your knee up, or make your way down. Grab a block on this side. Allow each side to be different each pose to be its own. Each moment to be an opportunity to show up as the best version of yourself. And come back to your palms, pause right there. Walk your foot towards center, shift back for half splits. Again, you're welcome to take full splits if that's in your practice. I'm not super bendy. But lengthen and fold over your front leg. In this case, your left leg, if you're with me. And slowly come forward, making your way into half pigeon. Again, be really intentional setting it up so you get the hip opening, and then have patience for your body, knowing maybe it's not right where you want it, but have gratitude for right where you are, for what it's capable of and everything that it does for you every single day. So show your hips some love, give them some time. Might take some time here in half pigeon to let go of any resistance. Could be in the form of clenching. So release your glutes, release your right hip down towards the mat. A few more full inhales and exhales here. Then walk your hands towards your front shin. Lift the crown of your head up. A lot of length in your core. And plant your hands. Step back to downward facing dog. Once again, press down and forward in your hands. Create a slight external rotation in your arms so the inside of your elbows come forward a bit. Lift your tailbone up high. Come up high on your toes. Tiptoe to the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift. Nice flat back. Forward fold. Extended mountain pose. Reach up high. Take tree. So we'll start on the right. I'm going to kind of switch angles here so you can see. You can bring your right foot to meet your inner thigh or your lower leg. Just avoid your knee. Press your foot into your leg and your leg into your foot. You might pause right here with your hands at heart center. Enjoy stability and stillness. And if you don't have stability and stillness and you're falling out, bring lightness and joy to that. Maybe you take it up. You lift your chest, come into a little bit of a back bend. And switch sides. Take tree on the left. Same thing, ground down through your right foot. Bring your left foot to meet your inner thigh, or your lower leg. Could even look like a kickstand right here. Like I said, this is an all levels practice, so you just modify. But bring your knee out wide. Pull your belly in and up, so a lot of action in your core. Draw your shoulder blades together on your back. Stand up tall. Look at one spot. So you're building not just physical balance, but mentally you're balanced as well. So if you fall out, just come right back in. No drama around it, no big deal. Just the opportunity to rebuild and to show up again. One more inhale here, maybe take it up. And exhale, forward fold at the top of your mat. Shake it out. Shimmy your hips from side to side. Take a halfway lift. Forward fold again. Step your left foot back. Come into warrior two. Triangle. Straighten your front leg. Reach forward. Bring your hand down to your shin or to a block. So a slight external rotation in your front leg and an internal rotation in your back leg. Press down in your feet, reach up through your fingertips. Reverse. So still a slight bend in your knees. Make sure you're not locking out. Come to center. Side facing, wide leg forward fold. So face both feet this way. Bring them out nice and wide. Clasp your hands behind your low back. Lift your chest and fold. Wring out your shoulders. So often we hold tension and stress in our shoulders and our hips. So working to let go of that today during this practice. You can bring your hands back down to the mat. Walk your hands out to your left foot. And through center over to your right foot. Pivot your feet. Step your foot forward, back into a fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. This time you'll step your right foot back. Nice big step. Warrior two. Triangle. Lengthen the sides of your body. Bring your hand down. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. Reach up and back. Fire up your core. And reverse. You're really grounding down through your feet. Lengthening through your rib cage. Come to center. Again, take side facing, wide leg forward fold. A different variation maybe this time, grabbing your ankles, pull your upper body down. If you want to come into a headstand, do that. Just a few breaths here. Bring the crown of your head down towards the mat. Lift your tailbone straight up. And walk your hands towards the front of your mat. Step your foot back to high plank. Shift forward. Lower all the way down. Don't let your belly hit first. Locust. Bring your hands by your sides with your palms facing the mat so your chest is nice and open. Lift up. Lift your thighs, your chest, your palms. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Point or flex your feet, up to you. Lengthen through the crown of your head. So you're not looking forward and straining your back or your neck. Just a lot of length here. Lift up and hold. Breathe for 3, 2, 1. Release, lower down. You can bend your knees. A windshield wiper from side to side. Then straighten your legs. Press the tops of your feet down on the mat. Plant your hands by your ribs. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Come up high on your toes. Step or hop all the way through your hands onto your back for bridge. So go ahead and lay down. Press down through the centers of your heels and the ball mounds of your big toes. Lift your hips. Also an option for a supported bridge here if you want to put a block under your low back. Maybe shimmy your shoulders underneath you and clasp your hands. But press your triceps down into the mat to lift your chest. Couple more breaths here. Press down and lift your hips. Pull your belly in and up. And release, lower all the way down nice and slow. A windshield wiper from side to side. Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined butterfly. So bring the soles of your feet together and your knees out wide. You can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Just breathe. Whatever you need out of this practice, out of this moment. Bring ease in your shoulders, your jaw. So relax your face. Let gravity open your knees. And come into a ball. So hug your knees in tight. Reach for the outsides of your feet. Happy baby. So bring your feet out wide. Pull your feet down towards the mat. Maybe a little rock from side to side, but really good glute and hamstring stretch here. And hug your knees into your chest one more time. And a gentle rock forward and back. One more. And come up to a seated position. Seated single leg extension. So extend your right leg out, keep your left leg bent. Shift your torso over your extended leg. Reach up and fold. You could use a strap or a towel here to kind of lasso your foot or just bend your knee. Remember that you don't have to be flexible to work on flexibility. Release, plant your left hand by your hip. Press down, lift your hips, reach up and back. So get nice and long, let your head hang back. And slowly come down, we'll switch sides. Extend your left leg out. Press your foot into your thigh, reach up, lengthen your spine, and fold. Work to bring the crown of your head towards your toes. With every exhale, fold a little bit deeper. And release. Plant your right hand by your hip. Lift your hips up. Open your chest up towards the ceiling. Point your toes. Big stretch here. And come down. We're going to take fish. So I like to use a block right between my shoulder blades. Might not be right for you. You can kind of experiment if you don't know already, if you like the block or not. Might take a little bit of adjusting to get it where you want it, but bring your hands under your glutes or out to a T and just open your chest. Another option here is reverse tabletop or reverse plank. Again, if you don't have a block, you could use a bolster, a pillow, or just walk your elbows in towards each other. Use them as a prop. Slowly come down. Make your way into an inversion. Could be a handstand or a headstand if you can do that with ease, or shoulder stand or waterfall. So waterfall, you'll just put a block under your low back. Lift your heels straight up. Point or flex your feet. Always bring some action to them though, some awareness. Shoulder stand. Stack your feet over your hips and your hips over your shoulders. Walk your elbows in towards each other. Gently press the back of your head into the mat. So that's definitely not a pose that you want to look from side to side. And take care of your spine, your neck. Slowly come into plow. I'm going to tuck my shirt there. And deaf man's pose. Allowing your hands to go wherever they want. Kind of naturally know how to support you. Slowly, one vertebrae at a time, using your core. Come all the way down onto your back. Take a big full body stretch here. So reach your hands back behind you. Spread your fingers and your toes. Pull your belly in. Take a breath in. And exhale, hug your right knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze. First, bring it out to the right. And then twist. Stack one hip right on top of the other. Keep both shoulder blades on the mat. You might gently pull your knee down to create a deeper twist. You can always put a block here as well underneath your knee. Make it more of a supported yin pose, especially if you want to hang out here for a little bit longer. It's kind of the beauty of online yoga. You can pause whenever you want to. Come back to center. Hug your left knee in. First, bring it out to the left. Bring your knee towards your shoulder. And then twist. And release, come to center. Take any last stretches you might need. Make your way into your final resting pose, Savasana. This is important, so don't skip it. Puff up your chest a little bit. Make sure you're not shrugging your shoulders. Let your feet fall open. Just relax your whole body. Close your eyes. Let your breath flow naturally and allow yourself to sink down into the floor, knowing you are supported. Nothing is expected of you. or asked of you in this moment, but just breathe and just be. And with your eyes closed, gently roll to your right side. Take a moment right here to end your practice with gratitude and with ease and lightness. And with your eyes closed, come to a seated position facing me. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands to heart center or rest them on your thighs. Together we'll take one more big full breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. Thank you. Namaste. I hope that practice was exactly what you needed, and it's something that you will share with people, that you'll come back to again and again. And please check out my other videos. Please like, subscribe, comment so we can connect and so I can keep putting out exactly what you're looking for. Thank you so much. See you next time.